So, deal trading, let's get into, that's why you're here, this whole idea of property sourcing and deal trading, the whole strategy. So what we're going to be getting into is talking about how this strategy can not only make you serious cash flow, but how it can set your whole property business up. Because as a deal sourcer, the key here is to get that flow of deals coming in, of course. It's understanding the marketing, which we've been covering the whole day, yesterday and this morning, is to have those right marketing strategies to get the deals coming in. And what you can do as a deal sourcer is you're able to look at those, do your due diligence, and once you're doing your due diligence, you're going to then know, okay, I can cherry pick some of the best deals in here for myself. Like, that's the best thing about having a deal sourcing business is you can build your own portfolio getting the best deals. Not having to rely on estate agents, not having to rely on going to auctions where it's just swamped with so many emotional buyers who are paying way over what they should pay. You're competing in a whole different marketplace because you're not having to compete with other people trying to buy with a property that's on the market and it's going way over market value. Because you've got the skill set and tools from all the marketing stuff we spoke about yesterday to then go and put that to work to get your deal flow coming in, cherry picking the best deals to add to your portfolio, cherry picking the best deals for development, so buy to flip, and of course there's a whole bunch of other strategies you can use as well. And then if the deals that don't fit your criteria to add to your portfolio or to flip or to joint venture or to do assisted sales or whatever it may be, you do what with them? We want to pass those on and trade on those deals. And if you trade it on the way that I'm about to go through here and structure it the way that we're going to discuss together, then you should be making no less than £10,000 per deal trade. It could be significantly more. We're going to show you many examples. We're going to go through this together so you start to understand that whole strategy. Now, you've heard my story a million times. My first property deal was a property deal trade. I never knew that I was trading on a deal. I found a property that was actually an estate agent that brought it to me. And he says, hey, go and put this to your investors, because I went to a networking event where there was investors and I told the estate agent, yeah, I've got some investors. So he gave me the information. I went along there. I put my hand up and said, I've got a 17% below market value deal. Who's interested? And everyone was interested. And that's the key take home here. When you can find the deals that other people can't get, you're going to have people queuing up to want to work with you. But we spoke about yesterday, didn't we, that we don't want to be passing these deals on to investors. It's preferred investors. Big difference. We're going to establish and understand that throughout the rest of today. Now, I only made £1,000 and I thought I was making a fortune on my first deal trade, but I never knew what you guys are going to learn today. I had no idea. Like, I thought at the age of 19, making £1,000 while I'm still working in IT at the time, where my salary was 15 grand a year, and I've just made £1,000. Like, I thought, oh my God, everyone tell me that you can't do property. It's not for people like you. You shouldn't be involved in this here. You know, like, you don't have the knowledge. You don't have all of this stuff. Who are you to get involved in property? I just made £1,000. I was freaking out. My confidence and belief went through the roof. So we're all here, every single one of us in here, because we want to really learn this strategy. And if you can get this to be the core of your business, everything that I've just spoken about in terms of controlling the deal flow, not being dependent or relying on anyone else, controlling that deal flow, cherry picking the best deals, trading on, making some serious cash flow. And by the age of 25, I had £1 million turnover in my own deal trading business. And yesterday we spoke about structuring it in a way where the right people you bring on to grow the business. We spoke about outsourcing and employing the right people as and when you're able to. But for me, I did all of that just myself. And for those that don't want to scale the business up, just making a few $100 grand a year, I don't know about you, but it's not like you're grafting. There's work required, and we all know that, like anything. But as soon as you've got systems in place, which we're going to talk about after lunch, the systems in place, so you've got a business that's running seamlessly, where you're just focused on the two things that make you money, which is sourcing a deal and utilizing your own money or raising more funds so you can do even more. It's a dream. It's a property investor's dream, having their own deal sourcing business. So we're going to get into all of this. Now, deal trading is also known as packaging deals or property sourcing. So you've probably heard all these different terms, but it's the same thing. Then we talk about what is deal packaging. In short, if we were just to condense it, you're effectively finding a property that you don't want yourself. You're not putting any of your own money into that property. You're not buying it, which means it doesn't matter about your credit. It doesn't matter if you don't have the money. It doesn't matter about anything. You've found the deal. And understand the value of finding the deal. And we're going to establish what a deal is and all that stuff shortly. But once you've found the deal, because a lot of people think, well, who's going to work with me? Who's going to take my deals? Why would anybody want to work with me if I've got no experience or knowledge? Understand you've found the very thing that other people want, the deal. So once you've got that deal, you'll have people queuing up wanting that. But the big difference is who your exit is, which is a preferred investor. So you're going to find that property deal. You're going to do some of the magic we're going to show you later on and how you structure it so you're making that £10,000 plus. And the best part about this is the seller gets exactly what they want and the buyer gets exactly what they want. That's a win-win with your win in the middle too. Like, how amazing is that? There's this misconception that someone's losing out. We all understand, and we've spoken about it, that a seller's having to sell quickly for a reason. If they had the luxury of going putting the property on the market with an estate agent, they would have done it. They've left it too late. They find themselves in a situation where they're motivated to sell through all the reasons we spoke about yesterday, and it's not about how much money I can make, it's I need to deal with the problem, you could be the solution, take my property, and can I get myself set up to move forward? We all know that the average time in the UK, which is bizarre, is 7 months for a property sale to go through and the money in the seller's bank. Why? Because most people who are buying in the marketplace are residential purchasers, first-time buyers. So if a property goes on the market, sure, an offer could come in that's accepted relatively quickly, but the whole conveyancing process and for the residential purchaser's mortgage to come through is the best part of 3 to 4 months. If anyone's dealt with getting a residential mortgage, you know, you've got Express here, and even though Express are at the top of their game, they're working with these traditional residential lenders, and it's them that are slow to go through their whole process. So that's why motivated sellers don't have that luxury of time to try and get the best offer, or they would have. So everything that we have been talking about this morning with the marketing and how to target those motivated sellers, they're coming to you for a reason. There's way more property sales happening off market than there are on the market, which means for us here, being a deal sourcer, we're able to provide them a solution to help them sell the property quickly so they get what they want. And we do it in an ethical approach, don't we? Because we want to make sure that there's another person, another human at the other side here with that ethical approach, having empathy with their situation. It's the best way of doing it. And we all know that if it doesn't work for you in terms of the big discount and everything else, then that's fine. Because you've got an exit through your preferred investor who could probably pay more based on the things we're going to talk about later on, which means the seller gets exactly what they want. There's a win. You're able to structure a deal to get what you want to, double win, and then the investor, the preferred investor, once you've established their criteria, all the stuff we're going to talk about later on, jackpot, they get what they want as well. The perfect business. The perfect business. So why might we want to property trade? Well, we might want to property trade for the reasons why I started property trading. I never had the money. I never had the contacts. I never had the knowledge. I never had the experience. I had already started to mess up my credit. Like, I had all the things that would normally rule out someone from getting started in property. But I realized by stumbling across it that if you can find a property and you can sell it on, you can sit in the middle and make money. Now, that's one reason why you might deal trade. Another reason why you might want to deal trade is because you simply just want cash flow coming into your business. Through everything that happened with the whole global health crisis through COVID and everything else, businesses were failing left, right and centre, And that's why governments had to step in with all the stimulus package through CBIL loans, bounce back loans, now recovery loans and everything else, deferring VAT, deferring people's taxes, furlough and everything else. So all of that there, if it wasn't for that, like global catastrophe, it would have just been crazy. So thankfully we had that, but the reason we had to have that is because most businesses have a cash flow problem. And if you're trading on deals alongside building your portfolio, alongside flipping deals, because building a portfolio is going to take money, isn't it? You've got your money or money that you've raised to put into a property, and there's a time frame when you buy, renovate, and refinance to get your money back out. Or you're doing flips, you're putting capital into the flip, where you've bought, you're renovating, and waiting for the property to sell to get your profits. Those are two great strategies that, of course, if we do right, it's going to make us a lot of money, building our wealth through building our portfolio, having income coming in through developing and selling property, which could take anywhere between 6 and 12 months there or thereabouts. But with deal trading, if that's the core of your business, and you're doing this on a monthly basis, if you're only trading on one deal a month, making £10,000, what if it was just one deal every 3 months? There's 40 grand a year trading on 4 deals. So for anyone in here who wants to be a deal trader, understand that you don't need volume. There's so many property sources out there trying to get the volume business because they're not structuring the deals the way that you guys are going to learn how to structure the deals. Why would you do the same level of effort but make a fraction, make a couple of £1,000, when if you just do the things we're going to talk about later on and structure it in the right manner, you can make 4, 5, 6 times more. It's just crazy to me. And I never learned this at the beginning. I learned it the hard way. From when I get started in property at 19, going full-time in property at 24, still hadn't figured this out. It wasn't until I was 25, 26, 27, I started to realise I could structure my deals a lot better. I could work with the right preferred investors. And by doing that, I can make way more. So it doesn't have to take you the best part of 10 years like it took me to figure this out. Understand that's how everyone in this room, you're ahead of the game because you're getting what I found out through all my trials and tribulations, that this is the way I should structure deals. This is all the marketing that works. So this is why we're going to really understand this, get into the nitty-gritty, because it's a simple business to follow, it's a simple business to execute on, and it can make a lot of money. I've already mentioned that it should be the core of your business. For all the reasons I've just said, you've got to have that cash flow coming in, you've got to have your own deal flow. It means that you're never dependent on anyone else. How great is it to have a business where you know that it's down to you and no one else? So many people, you should build relationships with estate agents. We've already said that. You should. Like we said yesterday, strengthen those relationships, go deeper than just meeting someone for a coffee. But that's going to take a period of time. You should build relationships with other sources, absolutely. You should. Deepen those relationships, strengthen those relationships, but understand there's an element of dependency there, isn't there? The source that bring you deals, the estate agent that bring you deals. And what if they're not doing the things that you know? And I don't know any estate agents, none, that know how to do the marketing that we've just been discussing yesterday and this morning. Because see if they did, do you think they would have a shortage of stock? They're all complaining that they've got a shortage of stock right now because they keep on doing old traditional methods of trying to attract sellers. They're too stuck in their way to learn about marketing and understand the stuff that you guys have got in order for them not to have a shortage of leads and deals coming in. You just need to look at purple bricks. I'm not talking about each of the local experts, right, who are an estate agent and have got a franchise. I'm talking about the actual parent company, the top company, the guys that created it. They disrupt the whole marketplace, which I think is a great thing. I don't like the outcome that it's created where everyone's a property expert now because they work for Purple Bricks. But the reality is they did something very different that upset all the other estate agents. And what was the core behind that? They understood marketing, building a brand, putting themselves out there, disrupting the marketplace. And you guys in here will be disruptors. Because I see so many, it's happened to me, I see it happen with those in Prodigy who are doing great things. Other property experts, I mean, who's an expert? And, you know, others who have been in the game because they're an estate agent for X amount of time are sitting belittling other people, when I would be sitting there going, rather than belittling that other person and talking rubbish about them and everything else, why not see what they're doing in order to get the results that they're getting? Because you could learn a thing or two so you could evolve and grow and stop being a dinosaur. So again, this is why everything I've been talking about up until now, this is why yesterday morning we were talking about the mindset side of things. We need to really think differently when we're being a deal trader, not to be like all the other property sources out there. You've maybe heard the analogy of the tugboat and the lighthouse. The lighthouse is fixed. It's in location. It shines its light. That's not going to move for any ship. The tugboat, on the other hand, is out in the ropey waters, getting pulled off in all sorts of different directions. You've got no idea where it's going to make it to the shore. It's just a crazy time getting bashed around and, you know, uncertainty and everything else. We do not want to be the tugboat with our property business. We want to be the lighthouse. And to be the lighthouse is you taking full control of things, executing on the marketing strategies, structuring your deals the way that we're going to be talking about, and running it like a proper business. And not only will you make money and build your wealth, you're going to have the thing that I think everyone in here desires and wants, and that's a lifestyle.